What's up, Candy Ken? What's up, Baby J? How's it going?
Not today.
Candy Ken and Baby J.
It's Candy Ken.
Welcome to the Candy Ken Show.
I've been doing short form content for so long that I had this big need to express myself in a
long term.
7 seconds is very limiting.
It's tight, huh?
Yeah, these TikToks are fun, but I think I have so much more to offer, and like I can meet up with you and do some TikToks, but I want to connect, and I want to help people. I want to inspire people.
Yeah.
I want to free people, free their mind.
I want to dive deep.
I want to save the world a little bit.
That's what we're here to try to do.
Yeah, I need to save the world, and comedy TikToks was fun, or is fun.
Yeah.
But I have a bigger mission.
That was the window display. Now they're coming in the shop.
Exactly.
The first tattoo I ever got was freedom.
Yeah, you're one of the most free spirits I ever met, I think. Very unfiltered, authentic.
Thank you.
And that speaks through your design and your fashion, your glasses, your music. Everything you touch is very, very you.
Yeah, we were just talking before we turned it on that we're all individuals, and some of us are not afraid to be our own characters. But we all have characters, yeah.
Yeah, you said everybody's creative, right?
Everybody's unique. Nobody's like anybody else. And all we can do is try to show not to be like this, but to be free.
That's why when we do this podcast, I really hope people resonate and it gives them a little kick. You know, you see so many people that are like doing them, being themselves, whatever that means, that I really hope, I want to see less blending in, you know, less slave mind, less being a sheep. You know, I want to see lions. I don't want to see any more of this blending in.
Well, after the rain comes the rainbow. And that's when our colors will bloom. Like, transmuted, there's nothing, right? It's just like a shadow over us right now, and it's I think it's done raining, or it's like in the middle of the end of the rain. And soon we're about to see some colors fly.
I think so too. I think people are fed up. People want more.
We need more.
Yeah.
It's like waiting. The human spirit is just waiting to blow up. Let us out.
And I feel like we live in the best time ever, because you don't need anyone anymore. I can just, put this thing together and just create. I'm not limited by like Hollywood or a bigger network. I can just create content and then find, if YouTube deletes it, I put it on Rumble.
Yeah.
If Twitch kicks me, I put it on Kick. There's all these competitors. And there's so much like free speech and so much information that even when they suppress you and they try to censor you, you'll find a road to get your things out.
It seems like the more control that's put on humanity, the more that serves as a catalyst to break open the gem.
Absolutely.
You know, like we're all diamonds. And it's like all the pressure just makes it.
And I think now they really underestimated the internet.
Someone made a mistake and thought like they couldn't put the lid on it. But yeah, it's all kind of written in there. It's all meant to be, I think. And no matter how difficult it gets and like it's challenging, and there's gonna be more challenges ahead, and that's only gonna help us to get to where we need to be, where we just like say, forget it. And if we're like asleep and still zombied out here, we might need some more challenges. We might need some more pandemics or whatever, but hopefully not.
Hopefully not.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't have a bad pandemic. I thought it was like clean air in LA. And it was just nice to see a change for once. Like, I feel like I've been on this universe. It's like one life, right? But it feels like a long existence. And it's nice to see these changes. I'm like, instantly I thought, wow, something's finally happening. Because we're in the, if you're looking at it in like Matrix style, you walk around, it actually sometimes feels like Agent Smith's walking around, right? And
everything is so repetitive.
Yeah, sometimes it's like, did I just see that? Like over and over. It's like a loop.
Like the black cat?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I feel that. I remember when there were the riots were happening, I felt like I was in a movie. I couldn't believe like what was happening. Like it really felt like you're part of like a blockbuster. It was just sirens, helicopters. I was living downtown at that time, so it was madness.
Wow.
Yeah, I was like, holy shit, this is crazy.
Do you believe it is a show, like a theater?
A setup?
This entire life? Like it's kind of like
simulation?
It's simulation. It's like there's like it's kind of like on a macro level, there's levels, fractals. So we're on TV, we're on a show right now.
Mm-hmm.
There's a show behind us. Like subconsciously, we're watching ourselves, Well, that gets trippy, but I see that.
Even if not, I want to play a fun character.
Yeah. Then we get into like the roles, right?
Yeah. That's why when I turned like, I think 22, I was like, no more Jacob. I'm going to be Candy Ken now.
Yeah.
I always felt like when you open a computer game, you pick a fun, like a colorful, a crazy character, right? Yeah. Everybody. Nobody picks the guy in a suit. Right? So even like, let's say it is a simulation or it's not, doesn't even matter. I don't want to play no boring character in my life.
It ain't going to be boring around you.
No. I always wanted my life to be like a music video, like a movie.
And then each new segment, right? So now, who was it before? Jacob?
Yes.
Now it's Ken, right?
Uh-huh.
And it keeps evolving, keep new levels.
Absolutely. Now it's like, before it was like what madness with like fucking porn stars and running around the lane, a Speedo. I was having a Hello Kitty bottle around my neck with glitter. And I left my trace through all of LA until I fucked everyone. And I was like, I met my wife and I was like, wow, life is so many layers and you're so much more than one person. You're like, definitely, I have so many personalities. And I was like, wow, I really want to dive into the family life now.
It's a new journey, right?
A new journey.
Yeah.
And right now I'm like monogamous. I love my wife. I love my family, my kid. And it's so fun too. Both is fun. I don't regret before, don't regret now. But I feel like you can't be third player. You can't watch your life go in front of you. I think like life is only a bunch of decisions, right? You constantly have to make a decision. And some people they don't decide anything. They just let other people decide, or the government, or their parents, or their best friend.
Those are the extra players. Like they're not the ones playing.
Yes. And even in their own life, they're almost like extra players.
Yeah, exactly. But imagine if we are extra players, but we're still playing. We as long as we believe we're playing. But I feel like it's so much bigger. It's so much bigger than we even know. And sometimes it's a mix, right? So I wake up, I get up every day, and I know that I'm gonna go somewhere. But I know that I'm not going there because my single individual self is deciding this is the best thing for me. I'm going there because if I'm connected to the bigger source, then I'm guided, and wherever I'm going is going to be easier and more magnificent in my path. Like, have you ever gone against the tide? And it's just something's like not working out for you. It's challenging. And then you just take a step back, right? You can like, instead of being in the Grand Theft Auto, you're going out, oh, I could go here. This is easier. And that happens when we step outside of our body, right? Whether it's through meditation or exercise or fasting, or I don't know, art, right? Music, anything. And you can just see the world in a bigger spectrum. It's like, whoa, there's that character. And then this character can do anything. And I know that as an artist, like when you are creating something brilliant, it's not coming from yourself. It's coming, you're like channeling, right? You're like, it's coming through you rather than from you. And then we have endless possibilities.
It's definitely coming through you, and it's like you can either acknowledge it or you can suppress it, right?
Yeah.
Like it's like when I came up with this Candy Can character, it was, the decision was to acknowledge this. And how did I come up with this? Probably I didn't. Like it just came through me, or
did it happen overnight? Or
overnight?
Just one day you was like, yeah.
I was like, I don't want to be a part of this anymore. I don't want to play. I don't want to blend in. I'm not happy with who I am. I'm not happy with the way I look and with my life. And it took to a certain point of my life where I was like, I rather do the opposite, and I rather die trying.
Yeah.
Than to suppress this idea. And I think everybody has this moment where you're like fed up.
So you had to die to live.
Yes.
You have to literally kill your ego and our fear, right? And just say, I'm gonna jump. I'm gonna go off this cliff. I'm gonna fly off.
A man has 2 lives. And the second life begins when he realizes he only has one.
There's only one. It's only oneness.
But you only realize that when you kind of like die, when you let go of that thing that you think that you are.
That restraint, right?
Yes, you give yourself a chance. I always tell people, stop. I even hate that thing when people say, be yourself. Because for most people, that they don't understand what that means. It's much better to be who you want to be and stop being yourself, because what you think you are is a boring, afraid character that you chose to be safe. It's a comfort you, and you should really give yourself a chance. And even sometimes I don't define myself at all. I just, every day when I wake up, I give myself a chance to find myself every day, to see who I want to be today.
What's the first your
Morning routine?
Yeah, the rhythm to get you in the groove.
Oh, I wake up and I cold plunge.
Like right away?
Right away.
So you open your eyes and there's no thoughts? Or you just jump in it?
Oh, I wake up, I would say, in my ego.
Okay.
In most times I wake up with my body is warm. I might have some thoughts about emails or social media.
Is your phone right next to you though?
No, I put my phone as far as I can in my home.
That's a good step, yeah.
That's a good start. And then I wake up around like 5:36 and I rise up.
Sun's coming up.
Yeah, I put on my Speedo, I step outside and
take a deep breath.
My brain tells me, don't do it, stay in the warm. Don't do it. Don't get in the cold.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Just be comfortable.
Still,
every day. And I tell I don't think I push those thoughts away. I open my cold plunge, and then I hesitate with my finger on the timer. There's a 3-minute timer.
Yeah.
3 minutes and 15 seconds because that's what it takes me to get in. And I hesitate, and then I push it. And then I don't think anymore. I follow the clock because now I don't have a choice anymore. I have to follow because it's going to run down. And I don't want to live with myself being a bitch all day.
Wow, it's that button.
Yeah. And that hesitation is almost every day.
Wow.
Because we're such we want to be like, I think growing up in the belly, you want to be warm and comfortable.
That makes sense.
But when you come out of the cold plunge, you feel like a god.
You're out there.
And you're centered because now you're just happy to be alive. You're happy to breathe.
And do you feel relieved? Like To have
I
a
feel
warm.
so relieved, and I feel so blessed to have a body to breathe, and all the social media and all that stuff is I understand that it's all garbage, and I'm happy to be alive.
So that's how you die every day.
That's how I die every day, and that's how I
Live.
it's a chosen pain and
Yeah.
suffering.
Yeah.
But it apparently in your brain it's a very different when somebody pushes you in the cold every day. It's very different than when you choose to step in the cold every day.
Of course.
Yeah,
To have the power.
and to control that and to relieve that in 3 minutes, and then you can enjoy the rest of the day, kind of.
And it's a meditative thing. Like, do you have to zen out to be, or do you just once you're in there, you're good?
No, it takes your breath away. It's 37 Fahrenheit, like 3 Celsius,
Wow.
and you're like, and then you control your breath in
Yeah.
there, because otherwise you freak out. You think you can't breathe,
Yeah.
especially when you do it the first time. But you become almost addicted to it. Like, I look forward to it right now.
Wow. You're like, you want to be in there.
Yeah.
Up in Shasta, so I moved up there for a bit, and it's fucking cold. Even in the summer, like there's ice in even if it's 90 degrees, the water is freezing, but it's the purest water I've ever been in. It's considered like the city of pure water. You take a shower and the water comes from the springs, right? And so when you dive into these lakes, it's like a cold. I don't know if it's as cold.
Well, the water is moving, which gives it an even better effect.
It's a living water.
Yeah, because you have like the water surrounding you, you warm it up a little bit. So there's like a layer. So you have to like move. But when you have a river, it's the best because it's like flowing.
It's running through.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And sometimes you'll feel like fish coming. And yeah, it's once you get out, you realize how cold it is. When you're in, it's like, okay, your body becomes it, right?
Numb.
Yeah, you're numb. And then it's all good.
I know the hard part is just going in. Once you're in, you're in.
Yeah, it's all
being in is not hard. It's the hesitation.
It's going there.
Yeah.
So chill. Just about anything, right?
It transfers really to everything, because like once you deal with anything, even if
It's never
taxes,
that hard.
once you're doing it kind of.
Yeah.
But to get it started.
And that's what I was watching the clip, and it was like once you do the most challenging thing, the day's easy.
Everything.
I've never tried that kind of pain. I'll do like exercise, but what I do is I just meditate and do qigong energy and calm myself, because I'm like way ahead, and then it's easy after that. But the pain is also one like more explosive way to put yourself through the pain right away. And it is true, like when you push yourself exercising, then it's all good, right? You're coasting.
They say that you really find yourself in pain and in darkness more than in happy moments. Because
Do you ever watch yourself? Like you watch how you're thinking when you're in pain? You're seeing how you react.
Definitely.
That's cool, right?
No, and it's all like, even when I look at a workout, I record myself a lot working out. I'm in so much pain, and I feel like I'm moving so fast and breathing so fast. And then when I watch it back, you watch it with no emotions. When you're in the workout, you have all this anger and frustration and like anxiety.
Yeah.
Right. And then when you watch it back, you're like, oh my God, like this looks easy. Like, why am I not moving? Like, why are you breathing so hard? Kind of. And it's interesting because when you get angry, or when you're sad or depressed or whatever, your reality changes so much. It's crazy. It's like you can really see the computer game you're in can change. Like the reality that you see or somebody else might see is very different from each other.
You're seeing it rather than being in it.
Yeah.
It must help a lot with all relationships, I'm sure, with family. And when you're in like that Zen mode, do you ever get to that point where like you're exercising? Sometimes when I don't lift as much as you, obviously, but when I'm like very into meditation, and I'll just do some push-ups, and when it usually hurts, and like you're breathing hard, right? Sometimes like you're just like, it's slow, it's like still, because the stillness from your mind carries over to the pain world, and you're feeling, and it's like it hurts. No, it doesn't hurt though, but you're like, your body's barely doing it, but you're just like, I'm like, okay. and if it helps get, to me, it helps to get a little further, because we're not so attached to that struggle.
No, and it's all. I mean, time is such a crazy thing, especially when I always work out with a timer, and like the feeling of time, especially when you're in pain, is like changes completely. You can spend weeks that are like seconds in time.
Does you feel it goes faster?
It goes both ways. I feel like sometimes the time is running out when I try to finish a workout, but then also sometimes I feel like the time stands still when you're like how you said, like, you know,
You're beyond it.
You're so in it that you have no concept of time anymore, and you don't know even what happened in that 1 hour that you were gone.
That's the zone.
Yeah, but I have that more with when I do like sauna, cold plunge. I really have an outer body experience where I see myself rather than being in my body. I tap out. Have you done that hot cold?
Every day, because I can't handle the cold. But I don't do cold plunge. I just do like cold shower. But I hate cold shower right away. So it's like hot, like burning. And then you want the cold.
Yeah.
So I kind of cheat it in a way, and it's really easy that way.
That's like an easy way. But when you do the
So
sauna,
easy, yeah.
so you go like I have a Russian sauna here that has like it goes like 240. And then I go in the cold plunge, which is like 35.
Woo.
And then when you go 20 minutes in the sauna until you can barely stand up, and then you go in the cold, your circulation goes so wild.
That sounds unhealthy. Sounds like a shock.
Your vision dances almost. Like it fumbles.
Whoa, that's a party.
And you get such a head rush.
Yeah.
It makes you like super crazy high.
You don't ever faint?
No.
Wow.
But it feels, and you have no understanding of time anymore, and you think I have these like crazy laugh flashes because I cannot feel my hands and feet anymore.
Yeah.
They're gone, kind of.
Yeah.
Like I don't even know if I can walk anymore, kind of.
Is it because of the numbness, or
you're so numb.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
But you grew up in a cold environment. Yeah, us LA people were like tropical people. It's hard. You know, I spent a lot of time in Korea, and that shit is colder than anything. I locked my keys in the place, and I don't know, don't ask me why I was outside, and I couldn't get in, and it's snowing, and I'm wearing
Korea?
I'm wearing like just like undergarments, you know, and I had to like open the window, grab my laptop, and then message somebody to come open. And it was the coldest feeling in my life. I'm like, it's never this cold. And I get back to LA, and everyone here's wearing coats, right? But it's like not even cold. And being that cold conditioned me to, like, I'm wearing like short, I'm like nothing. And I'm comfortable with it. Like, but it's the same weather. It's just the state of mind. Like, I've built a resilience mentally to be able to tolerate.
How come that you left LA?
I'm still like, it's hard to leave LA because this is where, if you're a creative, right, it's full of gems. It's like I've always known that, and you know, since I was a little boy, like I would always know that LA was the place. Nobody's from here, you know. Like everybody's literally the city of angels because like we're all traveling, we're all visitors, and it's a beautiful place. However, it can be like missing that structure because there's not a lot of family here. There's not a lot of like, comfort. So on the holidays like Christmas and whatever, people go out and party, and it's a sacrifice I think that artists take to make it, and I love that. You don't find that anywhere I think in the world. No matter how cool the place is, it's always LA's very like do or die type place. But for my own purpose, I needed to get the hell out because you get caught up. Also, it's like there's just so much noise, and not just LA, any city. You need to be alone once in a while, like as much as possible, to figure it out, to get in tune. And it's hard to find silence sometimes in the city, right? Like there's literally noise no matter what around you, like thought noise. If you're like in an apartment, like, or a building next to you, it's like someone's next to you still affects you. And when you go to the countryside, or I went to the ocean for a while, and that was finally can breathe and feel clear and like empty my thoughts, but empty everything else too. And then you can take on bigger bigger ventures in the world. And I knew that I wanted to level up, go do more. And I'm like, it's not gonna happen if I'm like in the city, just being surrounded by noise and parties and good times. And then you like wake up later and you're like, what the hell did I do my whole life? Right? So it's getting out of that noise that helped a lot, but it's still LA, and I'm still here, and I love it. But I don't spend every moment here. Maybe like 30% of the year here for that reason.
Good.
Charge up, come back.
Yeah.
And then there's all this creative energy here. Take that and share it also.
Well, if we are in a computer game, nobody plays the same map every day, right?
No.
You don't want to.
Shit.
Maybe you shouldn't. Because I spent 20 years in Austria, I would say. Maybe less, maybe 18. And then I spent 4 years in Berlin.
Berlin's fun.
Maybe a year in New York. Now it's been, I think, almost 7 years in LA. And now I'm at a point where I'm like, maybe I need some change. I love LA with my heart, but life is short, and you gotta experience shit. And
once you hit that like peak, right?
Yeah, once you peak, it's time to go.
Yeah, you want to keep peaking.
Yeah, you gotta know when it's time to go.
Different mountains.
Yeah.
What's the next mountain?
I don't know. I love Japan, but it's tough because of the language, the visa, and because they love tourists, but they don't really fuck with people making money there. It's a different ball game. Once you want to really integrate in their society,
yes,
they love you visiting, they appreciate you. But once you want to start learning the language and be a part of them, they're an island. And I've known many people that tried it and struggle.
More than here?
Much more, because here nobody's from here.
It's open, yeah.
But in Japan, everybody's from Japan. And then I'm also really attracted. A lot of my people that I look up to are in Austin. So I really want to go and check out Austin.
So apparently Austin is the new LA?
Yeah, apparently. But then do I want a new LA, or do I want like new? So now, today we were thinking we really want to go and check out Dubai.
Have you been?
I've never been, but I love Rodeo Drive, and Dubai seems to be like very much like the Rodeo Drive.
It seems like, right?
It seems like a mecca for. I love money,
extravagance, opulence.
Extravagance.
Yeah,
I'm a big time Leo. I've always loved like jewelry and gold and
fire.
Yeah, and like I want to be a part of something big.
You need that glamour.
Yeah, and
shine.
I want people that are success too, like people that really do. I hate lazy people that like put other people down. I need people that are like, that there's no limit, no potential limit.
Just the universe inside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I feel like maybe Dubai is a next level upgrade. Because LA is like, it's rough, it's violent, it's not so fancy anymore.
It's too much politics and too much like...
It's very restrictive. And I always felt USA was always for me the land of the free.
But because of that, it's attracted a lot of darkness.
Yeah.
Recently, and it's...
and people abuse it.
Yeah. It's like when something's so nice and beautiful, something wants to corrupt it. So maybe, feeling like a pause. But LA is always going to be LA because of the land, I feel like. Yeah. We are humans.
And the light.
The light. And on a bigger perspective, we are like doing things on the world. We're making changes as humanity. We're the leading, species. But Who knows? There might be some that we don't see that are ahead. However, I think the land is more powerful than us. When I go places, I feel like the land, and sometimes the people influence that. But the people, I think, are a product of the environment, right? So when we talk about going to Japan and you feel calm, it's like also got that calmness in the land. When I go to up north to Shasta, I feel it. You feel high, like you feel higher than any other high,
Yeah.
and it's because of the energy there. And LA has this spirit also deep within. Let's say every human vanished, it would still have what it is.
Yeah.
Although it can be inverted and messed up and fogged, it's still gonna be there. So yeah, like I try to be cautious of where to put the energy, where to flow, because I can see that also.
Have you been to Berlin?
Berlin's fun. Berlin's like, I used to be my favorite also. It's similar to here in the fact,
But there's pain. If you, I spent there long. If you go for a week, maybe you don't feel it. But if you go like a year,
yeah,
I felt. I don't know if it's the history or the land,
Yeah.
but there's some sort of pain.
you feel it underneath.
I feel it underneath. There's
You-
fun, but then when you spend longer, I
Mm.
felt a lot of pain.
It must be, right?
Yeah.
There's a lot of pain in
There's
that land.
so much death and
A lot of war in that, yeah.
so much pain from old generations, and it's like hold within their walls.
It's absorbed in the
Yeah.
land, yeah. Well, I'll tell you, like when I was recently, I come back from Japan, and it was just a quick stop in Osaka, and I felt like, wow, I'm so happy I'm in Japan. Like you just feel it, even after the fact. I'm like, why am I so happy? Oh, I'm in Japan. Everybody's, and then okay, I went straight to Munich because connecting somewhere, and then I'm like angry, and I'm like I noticed because I see it. I'm like, why is this character angry now? Like, what's going on? And nothing changed. Like, I didn't experience anything. But maybe the land, right? I felt like more aggressive, more angry. It's like, yeah, I think I'm a product of the environment. It depends how empathic you are.
Do you believe in aliens?
I think we are. We definitely are. We're not native 100%. Especially us with like our phones and technology. And that's not natural. Or screen, you know? We're our best. We're like trying to fit in. But I guess native to the galaxy. Like natural to the galaxy, but very like disharmonic to Earth at the current period. And we're learning how to blend it. Because if you have two separate things, it's always going to clash. It's like, oh, this AI, this digital world, this simulation. And then you have like your spirit, right? The core underneath all the material. And humans somehow are in between. It's like we're choosing, like we're using both. I think we need to use both together as one. I think technology has to be spiritual as well. Science should be spiritual. Otherwise, it's limited. What are you doing just saying, oh, if I don't see it, I don't believe it, it's not real. Right? Also, merging both those worlds. Then we can get further, I feel. If I was an ET, I wouldn't just, use a rocket to fly. I would use the Earth's energy field. I would speak to the Earth, and I think the higher civilizations before us, or that exist in our history, have used higher technology, not just what we have today, or what we're told we have. Yeah, I think machine is alive. Also, everything's sentient. Everything's living. Every even object that doesn't breathe is living. A rock is alive. Everything has life. So it's integrating that and not disconnecting to find, to reach a higher level. And we should be going to other planets, galaxies, traveling not through rocketry or through, I think that's a cover up. I think that's not real. But I think we should be able to do that naturally. Like if we learn how to use our technology, our highest technology, which is our bodies, we would be able to go anywhere. Because our consciousness, our what's within the shell is vastly unlimited.
You think the rockets are not real?
The rockets are silly. It's like it's real, but it's not like it's just a joke kind of. Like there's if you know like from out of body experiences, and there's people who I'm sure maybe some of us listening or whatever have lucid dreamed or astral traveled. you can go beyond. You can push yourself past your body. You can do things that we are not supposed to do, that our material world doesn't, that we can go outside the box, the matrix. And so I think that's the technology that's hidden, and that's also very available to us. Like, for instance, phones and text messaging and telepathy, right? If we are using our consciousness and our without limit and our bodies, what we have, we are able to send messages to each other. Animals can communicate through imagery. Like, might not understand the language, but they'll, like, if you look in animal, if you have a connection with a pet, you stare in their eyes and you can send them images and they can easily communicate back and forth with you. But as we become more attached to the material, we lose that. And it's ironic because we're on a material method of communicating now, right? We're using cables and, but to some extent, it's already there, like the Wi-Fi. We don't see that, but we still believe in it, right? So where did that come from? It came from something that already existed. We're just, as humans, trying to portray it in our own image, right? I think we're imitators as humanity. Like, a lot of even fashion style, it's always related to something that already existed in nature. The sun, lions, gold, leopard, it's like, that's already here. You can find, like, the real deal, and that goes even further.
How do you break out of the matrix?
Well, it's definitely through creativity, but meditation. And meditation is the foundation of life, I think. For an easy life, for a well-existed, fluid emotion. And it's like you're able to step out of the character, and then you can go where you want. But it's not a specific, I can sit in lotus pose and breathe for an hour, which I did today. I felt like heavy in the morning, right? And sometimes you just go right in, right? You're just already zen. But sometimes it's heavy. And, like, who knows what the hell's going on at night unless you're fully awake in the dream state. We're like, it's asleep, but we're not doing anything. We're doing something. That's why sometimes we wake up tired, or like we have thoughts or feelings, right? The feelings come from something in the dreams. And so depending on how I feel, like this morning I was heavy, so I meditated for an hour. I did the Qigong first because that's fast. That works really well for me. And then I did some exercise and do some voice, some like ohms to get like tuned up. And then it's like right now I feel like I'm not even here. Like, I'm here, right? But I'm not attached. It's just happening. You're in the flow, right? And it's difficult, when you're in that, when you're not in the flow, or when you're in the matrix, to be able to get out, because that's how it's like designed, right? It's like you're there, and like you can get further in, deeper and deeper, and you don't even realize what's going on until like one day we cold plunge, or one day we meditate, or go to nature, and they're like, oh shit, this is who I really am. I forgot.
And it was always there.
It was always there.
It was always within, but
yeah.
And you lose time and body and pain, and you're just watching yourself, kind of, or you're stepping a step back.
Mm-hmm. So because our bodies are so short in this current period, I think it's so important to get good at recognizing when we're stuck in the matrix again. Not to like not use it, because sometimes we do it, right? We have to go to do taxes, or we have to whatever. But to know, like, okay, now I gotta get back connected to the Wi-Fi. My signal's weak, and knowing when before we waste our whole damn life. Living the dream. But kids, congratulations.
Thank you.
And I know that when children have the most pure connection, they're not fogged yet. The mind is clear, right? So it's being like childlike, right? Simple. Yeah. What have you learned from your experience of being a dad now?
I think, well, it's very cliche, but you learn probably definitely much more than you teach.
Mm.
It's so interesting. I don't know. There's so much personality that's already in somebody that is not like taught,
Yeah.
and then there's this extreme presence that I can never, or it's very hard for me to. You always have to look out, look ahead, look in the past, learn from your past. A child is right. He's so present in that moment. He doesn't care about anything but right now, and that is really triggering and in a beautiful way, because he makes me sit on a couch, and just being with him is everything.
Wow.
And normally I have 1,000 wishes and 1,000 goals,
Right.
and I always chase something that I don't have or I haven't achieved yet. And we get so caught up in the chase. A child will pull you in the presence more than anything, where you just are, and you can enjoy the most simplest things. The most simplest, like even if it's just picking him up from school, is like so eventful for me, because it is so. He has so much joy in his eyes when he sees you, and when he's like, "Oh my God!" Like I just picked him up before I came here, right? And he's like, he spreads his arms, and he's like, "Oh my God, I'm so happy that you picked me up right now," and it makes me, yeah, it's very no materialistic thing can give you that kind of joy. Than those like eyes and that joy that a child can give you.
And that they're teaching us.
They're definitely teaching us. Yeah.
That's beautiful.
And also, I always feel like he's an old man in a baby body.
Wise, like a little
He's
Yoda.
lived like many lives. I feel like I'm like with like a Benjamin Button, because
Is he talking about something?
he has no interest in these like silly child things, in like these like silly songs, when like everybody's like, there's kids that like that, but he does not.
Really?
He looks at the kids that dance to these like silly kid songs, and he will like pull me to the library when we're at the Grove, and
He's
they do
like,
these like silly dances.
I'm not hanging out with those
He's
guys.
like, yo, and he knows exactly the way to the library, and he will tell me which books he has in his school and which he's already read. And then once he knows them, and he knows
Wow.
even the names of his schoolmates. He knows everybody's name.
Sharp.
So sharp.
Wow.
And it really feels like I really believe in these being reborn.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I really feel like he is such an old soul.
What is he into? Other than learning stuff.
Oh, he loves like jazz and like live music,
No way.
and like watching the instruments much more.
Has he played?
He's trying with pots and pans and
Oh,
stuff.
cool.
Yeah, he's obsessed with music,
That's beautiful.
obsessed with drawing and colors, and
Yeah.
also it's so fun to, you don't have this concept of messiness or like
Perfection.
he can just draw on his body and on the walls, and everything is his canvas,
Whoa.
you know.
And you have to leave it up?
Well, we clean it, but we let him, or we go outside.
Uh-huh.
You know, I hate being restrictive, and
Yeah,
I just like try to understand his personality rather than
Then put yours.
put mine,
Yeah.
because it's already hard enough to understand my own personality.
That's
Yeah, it's fascinating. It's really fascinating. But it's just one,
Heart opening, right? Like
yeah,
it's-
and also it feels like that. I guess it's like part of our life is to give life or raise life.
it's our duty, right?
It's a kind of our duty.
Yeah.
It's not really to make millions of money and become famous on Instagram. That's not really our duty.
Yeah, once you do it, it's clearly. Right?
It's pretty empty.
Yeah, yes, there's more.
It's really fun in the beginning
The chase.
when you get like your first success.
It's like winning the video game. Like you get to,
Yeah, but the more you win it,
yeah, it's like, that's not it.
it's not really it. And when you're a family, or when you're connected with nature, or when you're really exhausted, I feel like that's it for me. Like I feel me.
Exhausted.
Yeah, I
Like
love
you
exhaustion.
pushed yourself.
Yeah.
Do you keep going or you rest?
No, I keep going.
For how long?
Oh, I'm on a journey to find out what I'm capable of. I love like the not only the mind potential, but also the physical potential.
Yeah, it was both, right? They're connected.
Yeah, it's very interesting what you're capable of, and I feel like we become like blobs where we don't use our body as much as we should.
The technology is being wasted.
Yeah,
Like, do you realize what we can do with this?
exactly.
It's like we have a Ferrari, and like we're driving it like it's a bicycle.
Yeah, and it's sitting most of the day.
Just under, yeah. No, this thing's crazy. Every day as you get more, you just start, whoa, like I can do more than I've ever thought. And then it never ends as you're getting into more in tune with your, right? I don't think it just ends too quick. And it hasn't ended for me, but obviously, but I'm like, wow, I wish I learned all this or didn't forget it when I was a child. And I remember actually, I do have memories of like when you're a kid, you dream it and you do it. There's nothing, right? It's like, I'm going to do this. No one's telling you no. No one's going to convince you that you're going to do it. I'm going to be this. And then somewhere along the way, it gets messy. And then hopefully we figure it back out or we don't lose it ever. And I think that has a lot to do with success because you can work hard also and catch that wave. But the wave doesn't last. Like you got to stay on the surfboard, right? You can only fall so many times without like learning from it. And I do love wildlife, nature, children. I think they're more connected, and I definitely can learn from that. Is like get back in tune, get all the fog out of my mind, and then it always comes back to the inner child. When I erase the city, you get back to that. You sometimes even see myself as a child, and he'll talk to me and tell me like, kind of like I don't know, like it feels like my child, but it's me. And he's just saying, what's going on? Like, why are you like, kind of like scolding me sometimes. And not in a mean way, but just like, oh, I'm sorry. Always feel sorry. Like, oh, I should have, I got to get back in tune. And he's always just telling me to dance and play music and like have fun, right? And make people happy. And that's it. Just like, it's not that hard. It's not that complicated.
Do you believe in death?
Yeah. I think death is life.
But do you think we're just gonna, the simulation continues, or you get thrown out and another body gets put in?
I have to try. I mean, I know we've tried it a few times at least, but I think there's some that are more aware of the power of the conscious spirit. Because I know this is a shell. Like when we get in a car, we drive it, crash it, or it stops working, we get a new one, right? It's like levels on that. So this is our vehicle right now. And we should love our vehicle and be so grateful to have this vehicle because although there are so many conscious, sentient, beautiful life forms everywhere, we have the ability to do anything. Like, I don't know if every living being has that. So we have this very fast car. And I think we should definitely learn how to drive it as soon as possible. And the soonest way to get there is not the fastest way. It's like to silence the mind, then I can see the road, I can drive it. Once this car is done, once I burnt it out, I'm going to find another one. Unless you're done, unless you hit the goal, right? Unless you've earned your right to go back to the sun or to the creator of the universe or to conscious, or I think you can choose thereafter. But there are also things that are in like a video game. There's things that prevent you from getting to your goal, and they keep you inside, trapped in the box. Because then we are used as a battery. If we're not using our bodies for our own or the good of the universe, I think something else is going to use it for us. And then it takes advantage. And that's part of the illusion of the universe, is like, of this planet at least, is an unseen force that controls, that manipulates our perception and confuses us, takes us away from our calling to, in order to use that dark energy for their own purpose. Now, that's part of the bigger picture, I'm sure, and that helps us learn and grow and become bigger beings. But, yeah. So there is reincarnation. And I think there's also a way to stay in the matrix forever and just keep dying and living and eating and sleeping, and right? And that's fine. That might be some soul's purpose. But I think there's also a way to wake the hell up and be like, live a amazing life, live a spiritual life, live a fulfilling life, and earn your way, and be conscious of, of the way to move to where you want to go after you're leaving your shell. Basically, to sum it up, yeah, this body, this vessel will end, but hopefully I will be conscious and awake to decide where I want to go next.
And what about mushrooms?
Mushrooms are fun. Mushrooms are from the earth. Mushrooms help us get in the moment. Like, it's rare that you're going to take a mushroom and not be in the moment. If you have a bad trip, it's because you're doing some stupid shit. Like, I don't know, like you're in the city or something, or, you're not being creative. You're not being in tune with nature. So it does teach us how to connect. And if you, I don't know if I've taken that much, but if you take a lot, I'm here, you can connect with some ETs.
That's what I heard.
Yeah. I'll see the grids, I'll see the Fibonacci, the sacred geometry everywhere. And in the past, I've seen that, and it's all there. And I think if you're a higher conscious level being, if you're an ET, you're not necessarily gonna like show up to random people and that aren't even awake, right? You're gonna be a little more stylish with your communication and allow people to find you. So if I'm eating, if I'm disguising my message in a psychedelic substance, and someone should go find that and consume it, then they can communicate with me, kind of. Also felt, after taking, I used to in the past, but once you try it enough, it kind of teaches you that part of your mind, like where you can go. And I'll be like in the garden or whatever, out in the nature, touching the soil. But usually when gardening, and like I'll sometimes have a flash, and I'll be like, am I high? Like, why do I feel so high? I feel like I'm like tripping, but I'm not. I'm just like in the earth, So yeah, we should use the earth, the messages that the earth gives us. And I think also when you're I'm not a full-on like juice cleansing person every day, but when you're like vegan and you're drinking juice 24/7, you also get really high. It's like there's another level of highness because you're only consuming earth, so it's flowing through you. Yeah, there's all kinds of fun psychedelics and shortcuts, power. Video game talk, Super Mario. Like where the hell his power ups come from, right? It's the same thing we have. Mushrooms makes you feel big, like right. You take I don't know what the wing does, but it makes you fly, whatever. Those are all there for us. It doesn't last forever. Now, if Mario would have learned to just meditate and do that, then it never runs out. But, you get the star, and then, like, you go fast, and you just slow down. So that's one way of doing it. And the cool thing about psychedelics is because even though it's a shortcut, it gives you, like, a preview, right? It's like, oh, that is real. Because it is real. If it's in our mind, even if we dream it, it's real. Because the mind creates everything physical. Nothing exists in the physical world that we didn't imagine or think about first. And so I think they're very expanding. And I'd rather see people take more mushrooms than prescription, poison that makes you maybe worse in the end. Yeah.
And speaking about, I think you brought something
What did I bring? I brought
that we can
Veal?
No. You can use
Mushrooms?
to ground.
Oh,
ourselves.
that's right. Okay, yeah, grounding.
Should we do that?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
This is our grounding device.
Animals.
Sure. If you touch a dog, you ground, right? You ever feel that way?
So what did you bring today?
This, I brought a bunch of stuff to show you. This is actually, did you ever see this?
No.
Really? Shit. Okay, this is it's called Gaia. Gaia means earth. And this is an earth shoe. So when I spent a lot of time up north in the mountain, definitely was guided to try to make stuff that was earth. It's challenging because we live in kind of a conflict with the planet. A lot of our synthetic things hold up better against in nature, right? But this is all just about fully earth product. It's
And when you design this, do you think you make the ideas, or it goes through you?
yeah, no good idea has ever been from just me.
Yeah.
It's been inspired, but I've never, rarely just sit and think. It just like in meditation, I'll get images.
You channel it.
Yes, in dreams, I'll wake up with a whole song, lyrics, chorus, and those are obviously the things that I trust because they don't come from an ego, right? It's just like it's already there, and I don't think anything's gonna be new. It's just there to be channeled, right? And so this was, obviously it's like,
So this is Earth.
this is Earth telling me like make something that doesn't hurt
Yeah.
me, right? And we all need footwear. So this is cork, rubber from a tree, sap, canvas, quartz stone right here. And then what it has on the bottom is a copper piece. So the copper, I don't know if we've seen like ancient footwear they discovered that has nails and copper on the footbed. And what that does is it channels the energy, the ions from the planet into our soul. Because the copper is a conductor, right? And everything we use is grounded. Our electricity is grounded for that reason, because it needs to be. And we all know that if we stand on the earth, on the grass with your shoes off, you feel nice, you feel calm. So this has some effect to help. Yeah, if you're wearing cotton socks or no socks. Yeah, it's called Gaia. Check it out. This is. I hope that's your size.
Definitely is. That looks sick. All the different brown tones.
Yeah, some goldens. Yeah, I could have maybe a baby blue would have been nice for you too. And then I brought other things.
Yeah. So if you guys haven't checked it out, I'm gonna link it because it's the most unique footwear, glasses, you name it, clothes you can find. And I mean, look at this.
This one was one of those like, I was just like sitting and meditation, and then you get the full picture.
Yeah.
Like put a door on the, and then there it is.
So for everybody just listening, we're looking at a boot with clouds and a door. It looks like a door to heaven.
Yeah, you can put something in here.
Man.
It goes all the way through.
Oh, wow.
You can go on the other side.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So this is not fully, I would say, biodegradable, but to most of our abilities right now.
Yeah.
And we got some other fun stuff like clothing, eyewear.
Uh-huh.
Let's see.
Let's see.
I want to see how these look. Oh, this is the classic hard glasses right here.
Oh yeah, I've been wearing these glasses since I came to LA the first time, I think. Yeah. These Esqape glasses. Man, they're so cool. They're really cool. They're so cool.
Let's see.
Man, I think I had the... You made them in every kind of shape.
Yeah, most colors now.
Yeah. They're so...
Those look nice.
And I always love glasses that you can wear at night,
Yeah.
at day and daytime and everything. Yeah.
That's fly.
Yeah.
Let's see what else.
Man, so everybody just listening, you guys gotta check out the video because we have some crazy stuff here.
We'll try to explain it the best we can.
Yeah.
I'll give them to you later. They're like the sporty shape, new design. This is brand new. Nobody's seen this yet. It's an all.
Have you always been designing?
You know what? Because as a kid, you know what you really want to do. And I love to dance. I love to make music, and I love to draw superheroes. When I was like, as early as I can remember, never was like something normal. It's like X-Men and whatever characters. So when I'm designing, I realize that I cannot make something simple. I have to make something for a superhuman, which is all of us. And so yeah, I have more fun when I create not something that's going to match everyone and be all over the world, but something that makes us feel special. That's a little more close to the calling. Yeah. So it's, and I've tried making simple stuff. Like, let's see if, something basic will help. It never works. It's like...
I have these times where I'm like, maybe I just want to wear a gray shirt. And I do. And I feel good for a little bit.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, nah.
It's not as good, right? As when you do what you...
It's good you feel comfortable and you're accepted and nobody looks at you. And you feel good for a little bit, but then you're like, I gotta express myself. I have a bigger calling.
Yeah.
And as a kid, I would always have these... I was obsessed with these shoes with flowers on it. I had shirts with just like this background.
Really?
Really colorful.
Nice.
And then this going to school tore everything apart. Like I had to
uniform?
blend in and be like them and no uniform, but
because the kids
you can't wear like flowers.
Yeah, the kids are gonna punk you. Like,
yeah,
it's like
so you blend in because I didn't want to be I wasn't tough enough.
But the tough kids weren't tough enough either.
No, they were pretending, but I didn't want to be the loser of the classroom. So I lost everything, and it took me years and years and years to find back.
You got it back hard though.
Oh, I got it back double the.
You came back
as hard as possible.
You made up for it.
But it's funny because you had this calling as a kid, but you didn't lose it, because I think we all have this as a kid. Every kid in the classroom with my son, I can see that everybody's
unique, right?
Unique.
Yeah.
There is no blending in.
No.
With kids, they don't all look the same. Everybody looks different.
Something in there that wants to just get out.
Yeah.
I would because my dad was a military, like a commander, right? So it's funny because I believe we choose our parents too. Our spirit to choose the best parents. And he was the complete opposite of me. He was like no art, no uniqueness, right? So I would go and hide my Jinkos and the big wide pants and change after I left the house, right? I would leave and then go put them on and then go to school. And then one day he found out I was wearing them. He took pictures of me. He's like, yeah, I'm going to show you these when you get older. I hope he still has the
Don't you also see that there's so much things you have in common too? Of course you're the opposite, but you're also
the same.
Also the same.
Yeah.
And that's like with everything. I feel like we're so different, but we're also the same.
We're all one.
I'm like the opposite of my brother, and I'm the opposite of my dad, but also I'm just like him.
Yeah, in a different
way.
In a different channel, huh?
Yeah. So we're all connected, and we're all in this together, and
we all want the best.
We don't need to separate and
no.
Feel like we're not
we're all one.
Yeah.
That's the moral of this story.
I agree.
It's like whoever you want to be.
Yeah.
It's all good. So yeah, there's so many designs, but I wouldn't be fair to show everything on audio. You won't be able to see it.
Yeah, what about some music?
Some music. Let's play some music?
Yeah.
So my good friend Eugene, got me this little toy. It's called the OP1. And it's like a traveling, traveling music recording device. Can you hear it?
Maybe you bring it closer in. Or you channel it down, yeah.
Yeah, so
Does it come out of the back? Or out of the front?
yeah, it comes out of here. Aren't you a rapper too?
Yeah.
All right, let's see. Candy can. Candy can.
Bring it closer, bring it
Candy
closer.
can.
Yeah.
Want a beat too? Let's get a beat going. Okay, 1 second.
Man, this is so cool. I wish I could freestyle this shit.
You want faster or slow? Is it good?
This is good.
Candy can is my friend. Living the dream in LA. Can I get a freestyle?
Man, okay, let's see.
What happened to Sorry Not Sorry? Candy can makes a good friend. Doing and staying in LA. Making it easy. He makes it seem easy. Candy can. Yeah.
Man, that's fire.
Okay, so it's just that easy. I remember Sorry Not Sorry was my jam.
Yeah? This is a good ending to the pod.
Did you have you been jamming recently?
Not recently. Man, I've put the music on hold for a little bit, but I'm working on... I did some funk.
Did you?
Uh-huh.
Some funk, huh?
Have you heard of this new... It's like Russian techno music? It's like funk. F-P-H-O-N-K.
P-H-O-N-K. Oh, funk.
Uh-huh. I've done some of that, and we're gonna... Me and Baby J are gonna do some techno, like some dance techno.
Oh, sick.
Yeah.
Can't wait to hear that.
Yeah. But I'm not much of a freestyler.
Right, but you are a free spirit.
Yeah.
You like to like dial it in.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so nice.
And I feel like sometimes you just have the lyrics and sometimes you don't.
Either they
Sometimes
come,
yeah. I don't come up with them, I just wait for them. Kind of.
They'll come.
Yeah.
But yeah, I still want to hear the funk remix of Sorry Not Sorry.
Okay. Sorry, not sorry.
Sorry, yeah, Candy, if you haven't heard it, Sorry Not Sorry was Candy Kent's single, and we would all go to the clubs and turn up to it. This is, I'm gonna see if it sounds okay. not sure how it sounds, but we'll try it. This is something recently that we were talking about stepping outside the matrix and channeling. And this one came in a dream. Like sometimes songs come, like you say, they just show up. The lyrics just are there. And this is one of those cool instances where you wake up from a dream and the whole thing is already there. It's like playing like a movie. So whoever did that, thank you. Then I hooked up with my band. Aya is the singer in the group, and she helped with putting down a verse. So we'll release that soon. Say you want to get away. Said you want something more. And ask what you stand here for. Won't you look inside you and you'll know everything you ever need lies within you. Can't you see? Searching for the holy answers, but you don't hear them knocking on your door. Hey, elevate your mind. Hey, elevate. Hey, elevate your mind. Hey, elevate your mind. Elevate your mind. Elevate your mind. Elevate your mind. I gotta elevate your mind. Gotta elevate your mind. So some of that, it's like a rough freestyle, but that's the basic.
Man, thank you.
Yeah, somehow like you get those like, and I had a dream and I woke up and there was a room full of people. I was at a party and I don't know, I feel like you were there. I don't know if you were, but it's so trippy. You know, this life. And I feel like it was a party of LA people and I feel like you might have been there. I'm not lying. And then I walk into the big room and then everybody's singing the song. Elevate your mind, you know, hey, and it's like, it's getting louder. Elevate your mind, hey, elevate, hey, elevate your mind, hey, elevate your mind, elevate your mind, up, elevate your mind, da, elevate your mind, go and elevate your mind. So, yeah, and there was a full room of people singing this, and I'm like, wow, I feel so happy that day. And I just recorded it, and then like, hopefully it's, you know, we'll lay it down nicely, and it'll be out. I'm not gonna say I'm a like classically trained musician, but I hear it and I know how to put it out, you know. Same with designing and just about anything. I mean, I could be more polished in all the methods, but I think it's all communication, right? It's how we're blessed to have this experience where we do have some devices that can help us communicate.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Everybody go check it out. That was amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Candy.
I hope you gotta come back.
Yeah,
when you're back from Japan and tell us everything about it.
We'll come and share some more stuff.
All right.
And thank you for having this and for being on this planet here, riding with us and help making it easier and brighter for us.
Of course. Yeah. That's what I'm here for.
Yeah, you're doing so well. Thank you.